Hello everyone, in this module we are going to learn how to create masked arrays in NumPy. So in the following given table of content, first we will discuss what is masked array. Later we will discuss different methods to convert the mask into a input array. So first we will discuss what is masked array. Basically masked arrays do not inherit from the n-dimensional array. They simply use two n-dimensional array object in their internal representation. For this we are going to use numpy.ma.masked object function, and this function is like mask values but only adjust for object arrays. So basically it is a combination of a numpy.nd array and a mask, and by using masking of arrays we can easily manage the missing or invalid data from our data set. So it is also essential works with the list of boolean values that will be either false or true, and it determines for each value of the associated array whether the value is valid or not. For example, we have an array with invalid or missing values, and if you are doing any kind of processing on this data and want to ignore these missing entries without just deleting them, you may have to use the conditional of your data. So for this, the numpy.ma module provides some of the same functionality of numpy and the arrays with the added structure to secure invalid entries that are not used in computation. So here is the syntax of numpy.ma masked object function, and within this function there are mainly three parameters. The first one parameter specifies the input array that needs to be masked, and the second one parameter that is value, and it specifies the values that we want to compare with input arrays. The next one parameter is copy. By default it takes the true value and it indicates the boolean value that represent whether a copy of the input array should be returned or not. Now let us take an example and understand the working of numpy.masked object function. So in this example, first we have imported the required library. As you can see that first we have imported the numpy library with the alias name np. After that we have imported the ma.masked that indicates the masked array, and then we have created an array by using np.array function, and within this function we have assigned the integer values as an argument. And after creating an array we have used the shape attribute to check the shape of the input array. Next we use the size attribute for returning the number of elements that are available in the input array. Now after that we have used the np.ma.masked object function, and inside the function we assign the input array along with we have mentioned the mask value that is 34. So it will equate with the input array. So after executing this code, the output comes the creation of input array that we have created already, and in the next it displays the shape of input array and the number of values that in the input array, that is 12. After that it displays the result of mask array, and in the output array as you can see that the mask value that 34 has been removed. Now we will understand how to convert a mask and array using another array in Python. So these are the various methods to convert mask and input array using another array. Now let us briefly understand about this function. The first one is numpy.ma.masked function. So in this function we can easily pass two input array in the function as an argument, and then use the numpy.ma.masked function, which passes the condition for masking an array to be masked. So the condition argument sets the condition, and if the copy parameter is true, then by default it makes a copy of an input array. So this function takes two mainly parameters. The first one is condition. The condition argument sets the masking condition. If the copy parameter is true, then by default it makes a copy of an output. And next one parameter is age. This parameter specifies the input array that needs to be masked. Now let us take an example and understand the numpy.ma.masked function. So in this example we have created an input array by using np.array function, and inside the function we assign the integer values as an argument. After creating an array we have checked size and the dimension of the input array. For checking the dimension of array we have used ndim attribute. For checking the size of an array, we have used the .size attribute function. Now to mask an input array where a condition is met, for this we have used the np.ma.masked function, and within this function we have set the input array and set the condition If the value is greater than 46, mask value will be removed. So after executing this code, the output comes the creation of input array that we have already created, and it displays the input array dimension, that is 2, because we have created a 2-dimensional array, and it also shows the number of values in the input array, that is 12. So after using the np.ma.masked function, the output comes here in the form of 2-dimensional array, and within this array it removes mask value 46. Now we will discuss our next function, that is ma.getMasked function. So basically this function is used to return the mask of a masked array, and this function takes only one parameter that represents an input mask array, and it will check the condition. If the value returns the true, then it is a mask, otherwise it will return a false value. So here is the example, and now we will understand what exactly this function do. So first we have imported the NumPy library with the alias name np. Along with that we have also imported the ma.masked library with the alias name ma. So after that we have created a mask array by using ma.masked equal, and within this we have assigned the integer values. Now we have to check the mask value is present in the mask array or not. So with this we have used the ma.getMasked function, and within this function we have assigned the input array, that is mask array. So after executing this code, it displays the false value because there is no mask value in it. So with this we have created how to create a mask arrays in NumPy.